On August 22, 1614, the entire Jewish population of Frankfurt is violently expelled from the city. But what prompted this blatant act of antisemitism? And were Jews ever permitted to return to Frankfurt? Early 17th century Frankfurt, in what is now Germany, was marked by economic hardship and social tension. Many townspeople, including artisans and lower-class citizens, faced financial difficulties, and there was widespread dissatisfaction with the city's ruling elite and its economic policies. There was also a growing undercurrent of antisemitism, or hatred of Jews, in Europe during this period. Jews were often scapegoated for broader social and economic problems. In Frankfurt, a city of about 20 to 25,000 people, some blamed Jews for the downturn in the economy. Tensions had been building in the city for years. This culminated on August 22, 1614, in the so-called Fettmilch Uprising, which was led by a figure named Vincenz Fettmilch, a grocer and gingerbread baker. The uprising began when he organized a mob made up mainly of local guild members. The group stormed the Judengasse, Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto of about 1,400 people. Fettmilch and his followers attacked and looted Jewish homes and businesses. 2 Jews and one of the members of the mob were killed, and all Jews were forced out of the city. Local authorities were overwhelmed. Holy Roman Emperor Matthias intervened, sending troops to quell the rebellion and arrest those responsible. A year and a half later, Fettmilch and 6 others were executed for their roles in the riot, and Jews were allowed to return to Frankfurt. The synagogue and Jewish cemetery had been desecrated and needed to be rebuilt. Fettmilch's house was torn down, and a pillar of shame listing his crimes was erected in its place. The Jews of Frankfurt celebrated the anniversary of their return each year for the next 200 years. Above the gates to the Judengasse, a stone Imperial eagle bore an inscription that read, "Protected by the Roman Imperial Majesty and the Holy Empire." It would be more than 300 years before Germany saw a worse episode of antisemitism. That, of course, came with the rise of the Nazis in the 20th century. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1485, Henry Tudor defeats King Richard III in the last major battle of England's Wars of the Roses. In 1776, British soldiers land on Long Island, leading to a battle with Washington's army 5 days later. In 1950, Althea Gibson becomes the first black player to compete at a U.S. national tennis competition. In 1972, Vietnam War protesters disrupt the Republican National Convention in Miami Beach, Florida. In 1989, Nolan Ryan becomes the first pitcher in Major League history to register 5,000 strikeouts. In 2003, a Norwegian Elvis impersonator sets a record by performing Presley's songs for 26 straight hours. In 2022, Anthony Fauci announces that he is stepping down as the top U.S. infectious disease official. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Which Major League Baseball commissioner banned Pete Rose for life? Peter Ueberroth, Fay Vincent, Bart Giamatti, or Bud Selig? Liked learning about the Fettmilch Uprising in Frankfurt? Then you should watch this one about the Warsaw Uprisings during World War II. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.